You're about to experience an awesome video that will help you understand how you can break free from the crypto matrix. If you're like, what the heck is the crypto matrix? Think of it like the movie, The Matrix, where all these people are plugged in as batteries, living these fake lives, have all this simulation that's driving everything they think and believe, and it's all fake. That's what's happening in crypto right now. Almost everything the vast majority of people are saying is for the purpose of sucking you dry of energy and of time and of money. Almost everything in crypto is designed to steal from you. The matrix is ripping you off on junk coin after junk coin. Content creators are wasting your time on video after video after video, giving you useless charts and information when really there is hidden knowledge that gives you exactly what you need. And the moment you realize that hardly anyone else is sharing it, then you can see that's your red pill when you realize you found a way out of the matrix. So what is the crypto matrix not talking about? Internet computer protocol. Despite being the only real third generation blockchain that can actually do everything on chain, hardly anyone in crypto is actually talking about internet computer relative to the technology, relative to the team, relative to the incredible fully on-chain projects on the ecosystem. Almost all the conversation is around Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then all these basically Ethereum copies that took the code from Ethereum in the simplest sense, made small modifications, and then launched their own chain and hype it up and market it. Almost everything else in crypto truly is an F-tier crypto that has no long-term future. And the crypto matrix is a group of people who know this and are intentionally scamming you, ripping you off, trying to take as much money as possible before you find the truth, which is internet computer. So why is internet computer the truth? And why is the crypto matrix? Why are so many creators, including huge creators with huge followings, unwilling to even do the most basic research about internet computer, unwilling to give their viewers any quality information? Now, if there wasn't a crypto matrix, almost everybody would be talking about internet computer right now. Why? Because the technology is so far advanced that people joke, maybe it's not a joke, that it's alien technology, that you can put everything on chain only on internet computer. It eliminates the need for oracles. You can put NFTs, pictures, videos. You can put terabytes of data directly on chain. You can run AI directly on chain. Web3 social networks like Tagger and OpenChat directly on chain. Fully on chain exchanges, which nothing else is even close to doing that. There's nothing else that has tech that's even close to this. And once you realize that and you think, well, you can run AI, like everybody's so hyped up, not everybody, but there's a lot of hype and conversation around AI. So you'd think, well, if AI is so exciting and people are so hyped up about AI cryptos, why are hardly any crypto creators talking about how ICP is the only thing you can really run AI on chain? Because the whole purpose of the matrix is to drain you and to take that energy and use it to dominate and control you and use it to form your reality. And right now, internet computer is dangerous to the crypto matrix, because if you know about internet computer is one of the few cryptos I've seen that, to me, I'm going to call this the internet computer effect. That internet computer, I've been in crypto 10 years. And when I was newer in crypto, I would more easily make bad decisions, like go all in on a crypto without researching it and sell my Bitcoin into Dash and then dump my Dash and sell it into Steam and then dump my Steam and, then go broke after I spend all the money. And internet computer is one of the only cryptos I've seen that people really understand crypto. And even people who are newer that get how internet computer is different. Like I did last year, I dumped all my Bitcoin, all my Ethereum, all my Solana. And last year, I had Bitcoin, I had Ethereum, I had BNB, I had Solana, I had XRP, I had Dogecoin, I had Cardano, I had Tron, I had Avalanche. I am sad to say I had Shiba Inu at one point. Polkadot, I think I had Chainlink at one point, Near Protocol, Litecoin. I had so many, Polygon. I had so many of these cryptos last year, and once I really understood how Internet Computer was different, I dumped the entire I mean, it was annoying to sell all of those altcoins that I had hardly any of them on exchanges, using all those different wallets. Okay, like half of them were on MetaMask, but I sold and Ledger, between Ledger and MetaMask, that was most of them. I sold all of the rest of my entire portfolio into Internet Computer when it was $3. When there was maximum FUD, when almost everyone thought I was insane, except the people who really understood Internet Computer. They're like, wow, somebody else finally gets it. And the rest of these cryptos are the crypto matrix ripping you off. I've reviewed thousands of cryptos. I've reviewed most of these cryptos in the top 100 within the last year. You can just search Jerry Banfield plus the name of the crypto to see my thoughts on it. Most of these, there's big breakthroughs in crypto. Bitcoin, first crypto. Ethereum, first one with smart contracts. And then BNB is pretty much, very closely a copy of Ethereum. Solana is pretty much a copy of Ethereum. XRP did a little something different, but at this point, the tech is so outdated on XRP that all the hype around it is absolutely ridiculous. And the growth, there's almost no growth on XRP in terms of the actual, look at the ledger. Look at the ledger yourself and see how little growth there actually is on it. Toncoin is, they're talking about doing a layer 2 with Polygon's technology. Like, the tech on this is crap. And yet this is getting hyped up because the people involved with Telegram are making a profit on this. Dogecoin. This was originally a copy of Litecoin, which was a copy of Bitcoin. Why are people holding a copy of Bitcoin at this point? Bitcoin Cash, a copy of Bitcoin. Tron, very similar to Ethereum. Avalanche, very similar to Ethereum. Shiba Inu is a token on Ethereum. Like, this is the crypto matrix literally draining people. I see almost, and the way to see through a lot of the deception that I originally was able to do, I was holding a bunch of these tokens myself. And what a lot of people get stuck with in crypto, and even crypto creators, they'll get hyped up, they'll believe a lie. A lie being somebody saying, I saw a post on X yesterday saying, Solana 160 is $1,000 next. I mean, that's a lie. That's so ridiculous. Based on the tech, based on how it crashed before, I mean, that's just literally manipulation. Anybody can just pull that out of their butt, but there's no good reason Solana would go to 1,000. The tech is junk. When you compare what ICP can do, the tech on Solana is garbage. And if you look at the founder, listen to the founder of ICP, Dominic Williams, talk in the same panel as the founder of Solana. And the founder of Solana's like, we're going to make products for our customers to enjoy, like meme coins. Dominic Williams is like, we're going to rebuild the whole internet. I mean, it's right out there in plain sight. But you have to realize, like, almost everybody in crypto is plugged into this lying, cheating, stealing system. And it's law of attraction. People are attracted to crypto for quick money. It's like a casino. People going to the casino are not there to get rich. They're there because they already feel broke, like they don't have enough. And the casino is there to extract. It's like the Bible says, he who hath will have more given unto him, and he who hath not will have which he has taken away from him. The people who feel broke will, go into these cryptos and then lose what they didn't hardly have to start with. Like the hype on Caspa. You see the hype on Caspa, that's like crypto matrix one-on-one. There's the tech on Caspa is like basically a copy of Cadena, which you could see that was a one bull run pump and dump that's crapped out to zero. And yet, if you look at these two, people who would have the first impression would look at, wow, Caspa's up 400% this year. ICP's only up 144%. Caspa's only down 5% from its all-time high. That's so amazing. Like, this is the crypto matrix ripping you off. Caspa doesn't even have smart contracts. It has a team of volunteers. It's doing proof of work mining in 2024. I mean, this is super obvious to me. And over the long term, this is very obvious over the long term, because if you go on the longer term you go, the more it gets more and more obvious. So if you go on CoinMarketCap, for example, and go back to historical snapshots, and we'll go back to when I started in crypto. Like I remember being at my brother's wedding, buying Bitcoin, and in his car, like on the way to the wedding, I'm stacking up a couple more Bitcoin. You know, look at the top. Now, some of these in the top have certainly pumped from where they were 8 years ago, but you got to remember how small crypto was. Bitcoin had a market cap 8 years ago that's the same as internet computer protocols today. That's how tiny this was. And I think internet computer 8 years from now will have a market cap of where Bitcoin's is today. But look at some of these other ones. You know, it basically was very easy for something to pump 8 years ago. Yeah, sure, XRP's up from where it was 8 years ago, but look at where it's at relative to the top 10. It is slipped in the top 10. Litecoin, and you got to remember, you could have put money in Bitcoin, and 8 years ago, you could have got 100, almost a 200x today just in Bitcoin. Whereas in XRP, you know, technically, if you might have got, you know, you would have got less of a return putting money into XRP 8 years ago compared to Bitcoin. Well, less of a return in Litecoin. And then that's just the top three. XRP and Litecoin have slipped out of the top 3 positions. Do you even know what BitShares is? Do you even know what BitShares is? BitShares used to be huge. I think I even bought some of that at one point. Now, Dogecoin, yeah, if you did Dogecoin up, still, like Dogecoin, yes, it pumped from where it was, but, you know, if you look at Dogecoin versus Bitcoin, like it's barely kept up. It's barely kept up with Bitcoin 8 years ago. You know, if you bump up a couple of zeros here, you know, it might be slightly up against Bitcoin, but BitShares. Do you even know what NXT is? How about Peercoin? Have you ever heard of that? Dash. Dash is barely higher now than it was 8 years ago. I got hyped up on this and pumped it and then dumped it. And, you know, this is not kept up with Bitcoin at all. Made Safe Coin, Namecoin, Newbits, Cannabis Coin, BitShares, PTS, Monero. Yeah, I mean, Monero is still relevant. Stellar. You know, if you do 100 times for Stellar today, you know, if you move Stellar up, Stellar has performed worse than Bitcoin. I mean, and then scroll down further. It's absolute carnage. It is absolute carnage 8 years ago. And you got to keep in mind, look how small some of these market caps 8 years ago were, a few 100,000. And they still sucked and went to zero. These cryptos today have way, way bigger market caps, which means they have way further to go down. So if you look from when I started crypto, hardly anything has even beat Bitcoin. And the top 100 have got just crucified. They've got, you would have lost, and that was 10 years ago. That was 10 years ago when, you know, there was hardly anybody in crypto. Today, these cryptos are so big, they have such high market caps, and they have almost no value. But the crypto matrix sees, there's a group of people who've gotten together years ago, and they saw that, look, all we need to do is copy these other blockchains, put them out as their own layer 1, market them, make all these hype coins. Like, look what happened with Hex. I told you all what was happening with Hex. I told you this was an absolute dumpster fire. You know, I told you all this was absolutely horrible. And I told you all this, you know, way up here. I said I would sell this. I would dump this. This is no real value. This is hype. This is marketing. Is speculation. I repeatedly said how horrible this was. And now people have lost almost everything in it. I said right here when it had this little pump, it's absolutely horrible. This is a great time to exit. It's been utterly destroyed. I said Pulse Chain was horrible. And this is a crypto matrix. One coin after another ripping you off over and over again. Meanwhile, giving you almost no real quality information. Because if you are armed with the truth that ICP has the #1 tech and the largest research team in crypto, you're not going to get ripped off by all these other junk coins. So Kelly on Twitch says that, yeah, Richard Hart got to buy himself, and that's not even his real name. He got to buy himself a big fat, the largest diamond in the world off of everyone who was suckered into buying Hex. And I'm so hopeful that you will have the chance to not get annihilated and ripped off, because here's what I see coming. I want what's coming to me. What I see coming is the crypto matrix knows the clock's ticking on ICP, and that basically the people in the crypto matrix who realize exactly what they're doing, they know they're cheating you, they know they're lying and stealing from you, and they're trying to stay one step, maybe 5 steps ahead of you constantly. So if I'm them, what I can see is that all these altcoins are not going to last. They know that the vast majority of these coins in the top 100 are going to lose everything. And they're trying to string them along as long as possible until ICP becomes inevitable. And then once ICP, they're trying to stack their ICP discreetly without pushing the price, suppress it, stack this up discreetly. And once ICP becomes inevitable, then, push all these altcoins on ICP, move all the altcoins over to ICP as much as possible, and, then go ahead and destroy all those other coins. It's a delicate balancing act because the crypto matrix, the people involved in it are holding a bunch of these other coins themselves. So they have to try and exit discreetly while taking their profits and reposition in accordance with the future. Now, many of the people involved in this are, not that forward-looking themselves, but you could think of this as like the modern-day mafia. The modern-day mafia is launching meme coins, is copying blockchains and putting stuff like Caspa out. Like, this is the modern-day mafia. Not like you watch in movies, that was the old mafia. The new mafia is launching meme coins, using bots to push different projects on crypto. And once you see the truth, you will not be able to be lied to, off of using words you don't understand and, investing in a blockchain that's a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy and thinking that is going to be a big deal. So I do think Bitcoin and Ethereum will continue to go up, but there's no way right now where ICP is versus where Bitcoin and Ethereum are that, the Bitcoin and Ethereum gains are going to not be very impressive going forward because there's so many huge entities holding these. There's so much of a chance to double, triple, 10x sell those by centralized entities like exchanges who, you put 1 Bitcoin on there and they sell 10 Bitcoin sell orders, and then they take all that money and go manipulate and do whatever else they want like FTX did. And while some of those like FTX have crashed, most of them are getting away with it. And although Binance got huge fines, they clearly are doing a ton of dirty stuff behind the scenes. So the crypto matrix is ripping you off from every angle. And if you want to stop getting ripped off, you need to research internet computers, the gateway to stop getting ripped off. Because what makes ICP's tech special is that you can do fully on-chain Web3. So you can stop using centralized social media platforms that are often in, the people on those are often part of the matrix. The biggest accounts are using all the fake tactics to lie and cheat and steal and scam you, using bots to push their posts, and having circle promotions with others. A bunch of these junk coin matrix push cryptos all hype and push each other's stuff. Once you get into ICP, you'll see, there's the future. And the future is obvious. So one day this will be obvious to everyone. I generally tend to find stuff out before most people do. Repeatedly in life, I discovered Facebook in 2005, 10 years before your mom started on there. And I repeatedly am in position for things that are coming way ahead of time. So I hope this is useful for you. Obviously, this is my own research and my own opinion. You are a sovereign person. You should do your own research and see for yourself. How I figured out ICP was different, I actually started using apps like OpenChat. When I researched cryptos, I actually used all of them. I would buy crypto, then I'd take it off an exchange. I would go stake it, and I would, that's why I said Hex was absolute garbage, because there's nothing you can do with this. It's literally a token. It sits in a wallet. There's nothing you can do with it. And then I get ICP and I'm like, wow, there's open chat, there's Tagger, there's all these apps, there's fully on-chain decentralized exchanges, there's the tech, the wallet, the way everything works, like you could feel the tech was different. And that's how most people get ripped off, is because most people have never taken their crypto off an exchange before. I mean, they buy it on Coinbase and just let it sit there. Literally have never taken it off an exchange. So take your crypto off exchanges, use the applications, use the wallets, and then see which tech is truly superior. So I hope this has helped you break free from the crypto matrix. Even if just one person stops getting in this laser mindset of Bitcoin charts, which are a total waste of time, and hyping all these garbage Ethereum copy coins up. If you can see through the crypto matrix, you can really, that's the gateway to kind of breaking out of everything. So if you've enjoyed this video, I'll hope to get to know you better at jerrybanfield.com. I filmed this live on Twitch based on, what you all asked me to talk about. And that's the best place to chat, follow, be a part of the community. And if you want to chat with me while I'm not online, try out OpenChat and Tagger. These are fully on-chain Web3 social media apps. You can feel the tech is different. It's a different vibe. And if you want the best experience, schedule a one-on-one call with me. I put all my videos on X and YouTube. I encourage you to follow in both places. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon.